Okay, let's see if that works. Nope, it's still showing it's kind of bad. Oh, nope, it's showing it's fine. Okay.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep, okay, we're good. Hopefully everybody can hear us. If not, and it looks like I am speaking and nothing's coming out, please message the chat to let us know. So, yeah, whatever you'd like to say, go ahead.
I honestly don't know if I have anything to say.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I think he would just try to absorb what this guy is telling him, see if anything matches up with what he knows about this world's history.
Okay.
Actually, how many family members did you have?
With myself, there's 11 of us.
9 boys and 2 girls.
Let me look it up to see exactly how many I had. He does not remember, but I will tell you that I have not told you that information yet because I have not named all of them yet, so I do not know. I have not named all of them yet. So.
I don't need to know names.
Okay. But I did not also make genders yet either, so I do not. I haven't gotten so far to actually like claim which one's which. I'd say I quick did kind of like a mock-up of this. Hang on, let me quick figure this out. I'll tell you what, while we're doing this, we're going to take a quick break, see if everybody can kind of load in everything. We'll be right back. All right. So, to answer your question, we have 5 and 5.
Well, I'm a little less stressed now about that. All right. Keep on tracking.
Okay, keep on trucking. Switch back to the other group. So, after about a few hours, the people who fell asleep to the magic start to wake up, but you all will have disadvantage on your checks for the next 24 hours.
So in other words, you should probably stay there.
Right?
You're all groggy and just feel like you got the hangover for you got the fun part of a party, but you never got to enjoy the fun part of it.
I'm sorry about that. I think that you all are fine. It was just a magically induced sleep of some sort.
Oh, that's all.
I personally still need to sleep because I stayed awake to make sure that you were all alive. So,
Well, I appreciate that anyway.
I assume we probably need to finish resting, as I'm not sure that counts as a full sleep.
Probably not. Is there anything you want, well, before you go to sleep, is there anything you want from this pile?
Ren's already fully attuned to the necklace while you guys are sleeping.
Looks nice. Answers that question. All right. Good night.
Go get your.
And then I give everyone sort of a rundown of what I've figured out the things do that Joe gave us the list of. And yeah. And then Ren goes to sleep. And right before going to sleep is like, once we get Gaju back, we have some things to discuss that we might find to the north, but I am tired and covered in my own blood, so I'm going to go now.
Like, discuss what?
Let them sleep. Let them sleep.
It's not like I'm going anywhere. This is.
I don't think any of us are.
Apollo made a noise?
Oh, I was clearing my throat. I apologize.
Dang it, I didn't be like, I thought you went, and I was like, elaborate.
No, as they're going to sleep, I guess Apollo kind of like dusting the snow off of himself now. And somehow Dahlia has become more talkative, so he's just like, hey, well, it might stand to reason that Dira and Zaffinity touched
Zaffinity! Woo!
Choose Affinity and beyond. They touched the sword together, and something happened. And aren't you all connected with that Phoenix thing?
Oh, yeah? I was actually gonna break that on the fight, but then I almost died, so it didn't happen. But yeah, we can do that.
Well, no.
Or
maybe all three of you touch the sword, or Dolly, if you give it a chance.
Oh, you want me to touch the sword?
We can try it.
All three of
I'm
you
gonna
touch
hand it over to her.
If
We
I
all
die
three touch
again.
it.
Yeah.
If we all three touch it, what happens?
Okay. When the three of you touch it, nothing happens. But
Oh, well, that was kind of a disappointment.
so how does this work? So like you two grab it and you give it to Dahlia. I need to know the exact combo for how this works.
Like I'm holding it and
that's
I
not
pulled
scary.
it out.
Mm-hmm.
So then Dira grabs it and then I grab it?
Okay,
Yeah.
so as Zafina and Dira, you grab it, you go back net vision again. Like almost like it's just going to always happen every time you both touch it. Then Dahlia, as you touch it, all three of your visions change into something else. Color starts to form into this whole thing, as now you got like a different aspect of vision come to this field. As you start to see less of a painting of this happening, and now you're actually kind of like watching it happen. And it's you're seeing like a minute of this battle. You're seeing more than just Nelithir versus Heartwind versus Avrant. You're now seeing the leader of the Heartwind is actually a familiar face of Seraphina, running and actually in full armor, fighting off with what looks like V wearing different kind of armor and a few of her allies. On the Nelithirian side, no one really stands out to you. On the Avrant side itself, instead of it being a bunch of standard Avrant soldiers, most of the people there actually look, I'm going to use the word compelled. They look possessed. And they look almost like magic is boosting their dexterity and their strength, making them stronger and faster. Some of them actually looked like they purposely actually maybe gave themselves the plague to make themselves stronger. Some of them actually look like they're fully transformed into something else because of the plague, but they somehow are still obeying the Avrant orders. Some of them are twisted, malformed creatures that have lost all sense of humanity or whatever race that they were from. As you start to see this large battle happen, many losses on all sides after it fast forwards through hours and hours and hours until the climax is about to come. And the last strongest are fighting off against each other. Near there, the first couple things that grab the three of yours attention is one, you're all there in this battle. You're not seeing through your own eyes, you're watching yourself. It's very Wizard of Oz. You are there. You are there. And you can see everyone that's in this party is there. You don't know the current alignment, where side they're picking from, but you can see that you are all at least fighting, whether or not you're fighting together or separate. Many of you are injured.
Do we look older? Like,
yes.
Can we gauge how much older?
Insight check.
Do, 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 do.
I'm going to assist that, keeping in mind that I am human. When I drop my die.
Yeah, like I didn't want to say it out loud, but like probably
How
looking
do
at
I
Dira
look?
would unfortunately give us the best age understanding.
Yeah, and that's a 12 for me.
Okay, so using basic things, you can tell most of you are not any kind of race that's going to let you last super long. Most of you have about 100 either under or over kind of range. Between our half-elves, most of you look, let's say to a human, you look over your 40s. So even to an elf, you look, let's say, mature compared to what you are now. To Ren, Apollo, the similar, Ren for some reason doesn't seem to have aged so much. Apollo is hard to tell. There seems to be features about Apollo that's changed, but it's unable to tell Apollo's age. It looks like due to something that's happened to Apollo, Apollo just looks different. It's hard to tell with Zephinia. Right now during the battle, Zephinia is the one that's most injured. It's hard to tell age difference. The one that doesn't actually look different at all, surprisingly, is Dira. Dira actually looks exactly like she looks now. During this process, while this is going on, and you all are trying to protect Zephynia as it looks like it's her last breath, you're surrounding her to protect her until she starts to have what looks like a seizure. Yelling out the words, "Peace or war."
I knew it. I just was like,
Until the light shines from her body, and that's where the vision ends.
what? Wait, was Gaju there?
I fucking knew it was her.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
I transferred that as two people who are the mixed breeds. So you would have been processed the same thing as Gaju.
Okay, got it.
Knew it was.
Well, that was a thing.
I'd say with your check, you could assume this is as far as what you would assume your age difference is from now using yourself as a curve. You might assume anywhere between 30 to 40 years in the future.
I let go of the sword and I'm like, why did you make me touch that? What the fuck just happened?
We didn't make.
We saw more.
Oh, yeah, we got more. That was more than we saw with just the two of us.
What was that?
We don't know.
Like a crazy dream or something?
I don't know.
You look good though. Just saying.
I guess I look the same, which is weird.
Hype yourself up. He's great. But also, like, what was this real? Was this like is this like a vision? Is this like a prophecy? Is this like actually canonically gonna happen? Is there something we can do to change it? Why are you turning into
Ren fully wakes up. What are we yelling about?
There was more vision.
Oh, sorry. We can go over there and yell. If you want.
We'll yell over there. Go back to sleep. You can explain in the morning. We'll explain in the morning. There's so much.
There's silent.
I will expect a full summary.
You'll get one. All right, y'all. Let's just look at this pile of stuff and figure it out. And
so, what did you see before? What did you see before?
It was like that, but there wasn't so much detail. It was black and white, and it was just like a picture.
And it was a battle and a light. And do I destroy everything?
Well, no, because when the light happened before, everybody knelt.
In this vision, now you don't see past that point. You don't see them kneeling at this point.
I didn't see anybody kneel.
Yeah, you saw it the first time without Dahlia, but now at this point, it stops immediately as the light sheds off.
We saw before. Were they kneeling to you?
I mean, it was a white ball of light, and symbolically, I guess that's a good thing, right?
Why is it always peace or war? Why?
I don't know.
I'm doing my best to make sure I'm not rushing it because I'm like, this is way down the road. I want to know the answer, but I was like, I gotta hold back. I gotta hold.
Yes.
Hold yourself. Just
now.
You gotta wait.
Breathe.
It's your turn.
I'll just hit him in the nose writing with a stick.
Let's
just look at all this stuff and figure
what if
out
Apollo touches
who
it?
wants what.
Hold on 1 second. So just making sure my constants are correct here. So Zephynia and Dira, you have touched it and you saw something, and now the three of you have touched it and you have seen further, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Was Gaju not needed to summon the Phoenix before?
He's the one. He's the reason we have it in the first place. I know we all need all four of us for that.
No, then it stands to reason that potentially the four of you need to touch this sword one more time.
But you were in the vision. What did he not?
There.
But did
I don't know if it's
Apollo? Have you tried it?
I don't know if
Nothing
it's
happened
connected
when
to...
Run touched it, and
You
I
want to
can
try it for
attempt.
funsies?
Holds out gestures to the sword for Apollo.
Don't know if it'd be for fun, but I'll take an attempt, and I'll put a hand on it.
Nothing
He
happens.
sounds so sad now. It makes me sad.
Nothing
I don't
happens.
understand any of this. Let's just
Wait.
Set
Okay,
them off.
okay,
What?
guys.
What?
Okay,
What?
we'll touch it, and then Apollo will touch it. Okay.
I thought that's what we were doing.
Oh, I thought he just grabbed it.
No, I was actually like you guys were still holding it. Then he put his hand on it. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
So does the same vision happen again, or just nothing happens?
No, if you guys so essentially if you guys kept holding the blade, the vision doesn't happen again. If you let go and then reposition it, the vision happens exactly the same with the way it was with you three holding it. The vision doesn't change; it's exactly the same. So it's like it changes depending on the combo. So if it just goes back to Zephynia and Dira holding it again, then you guys go back to the first vision. If
All right.
yep.
Can we put this thing away and just?
I know I'm asleep, but I just want to point out that we haven't tried the combination of Dahlia
and Zephynia.
or Dahlia and Dira only. Just putting it out. I'm definitely sleeping, but just
Right.
Is it metagaming to then also
I'm
suggest this?
I'm just using
No,
the
I mean,
scientific method to point out that
Dira
I
is
am
not going to
thinking of all the
suggest it because Dira's little brain is overloading. But I can totally be it being something that Dahlia suggests because she's going. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, Dahlia
Like a
holds
turkey.
it and then moves it over to Zephynia because Dira looks very done with this shit.
Zephynia grabs it.
Okay. A new vision does come in.
Just like I've been waiting for this one.
So as this one pulls in, this time you're actually seeing through the eyes of your actual counterparts. You're actually in this battle and it's moving through scenes. You start off in the battle first and you go into like the whole charge. But it doesn't allow you to control yourselves, so you're not able to see which side you're actually fighting for. You move in through a couple hours of time, fighting through. You can assume that whatever time this is, you're kind of at the pinnacle of your fighting, basically level 20. Discovering all these creatures, but noticing that whatever your body's experienced, you fought these creatures before. Whatever Averant has done to these people, this isn't the first time you face them. If anything, during this battle, Nelithir is the one that is the weaker link of the three. And Nelithir immediately starts getting kind of beaten out between the three powers. During this whole process, as you both are going through your stealth, Dahlia, give me an insight check on yourself.
I love inside checks on myself. I love them so much I get a natural one.
Oh.
Unable to
For an
really
11.
unable to attune for some reason with your future self, you're unable to really understand what is in their mind, anything about them. You can just understand what is going on, that there's a bit of rage going on in your future self's heart, sort of vengeance.
I feel you, girl.
But with the natural one, that's just all you're gonna really get.
God damn it! If there's anything I ever would want to use inspiration on, low key, it's right now.
Zephynia, insight check on yourself as you are charging forward.
Okay, that is. I'm gonna use a lucky and reroll.
That is my next freaking feat. Mark my words.
Please don't be worse. Please don't be worse. Okay, thank you. 13.
Okay. During this process, you have a constant back and forth in your head. You, due to something that has happened before this, you sense a hatred for two different people. Unknown why, you have a hatred for Lair Valerian right now. I know, weird because it's you. But you have a current hatred for her that you really want to kill her for some reason. The other one is a protect. There is somebody that in your current time, you don't know who this person is, but there's someone in this world that you want to protect. And you can't do both. You see the scenario happening in your head in both aspects. No matter what happens at this beam of light, you have the power to do either one with your own bare hands. But until that point comes, you don't know which one leads where. You know no matter what, you leave the battle with whatever power you gain, and you go to immediately intervene in either one of the equations. as the battle progresses and you move forward, you essentially see in now a first-person perspective of what you saw at a more bird's-eye view before. Going through this as for some reason, many of the average soldiers, the reason why Zephinia's was more damage in there is because they're specifically targeting her, aiming for her more than everyone else, trying to get past all of you. Somehow, Dahlia, you know that this was already a plan, and the rest of you were trying to kind of shield wall her, but they have got past you. Some of them got over you and were able to get around to attack her directly. Not to recover her, but to kill her.
Oh, hell no.
Until eventually you're able to all use what little bit of life you have to protect her, and you can hear her start to go through the piece of war scenario. And again, that's where it ends.
Are you insinuating we die?
I'm not insinuating anything.
We do die?
I'm not insinuating anything. I'm just saying, in the last moments, while you guys have a little bit of health left, you're trying to protect Zephania as she makes her decision.
So we do die.
And you're back from your vision.
Oh, shit.
Zephinia's gonna kind of drop it and just back away. Like, that's too much. It's too much.
I pick it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dahlia looks from her to the sword, back to her, then to Dira and holds it over to Dira.
I'm gonna put this away. And now we're both holding it, of course. Whether anything happens, I don't know, but I am reaching out to take it to put with the intent of putting it away.
If Dahlia had a conspiracy theory hat, it would be on her head right now. Just saying.
All right, I think it's had enough. Clearly, we've all had enough. I'm going to wrap this up and pack it away.
Does anything happen if we're both touching it at the same time too?
Was you and Dira?
Yeah.
Not this way. No.
Not this way. All right. Zephinia's
Nothing
the
happens?
special one.
Nope. Nothing happens.
Zephinia is the key.
Well,
Let's it go slowly. Watching it.
None of them have not involved Zephinia. I am wrapping this up. I am
While
packing
she's
it
just
away.
hiding in the shadows of her room.
I have a question though. For the people who are in the vision. Did any of you see Zephania wielding this fucking sword?
Did
Did
we?
we?
Y'all can give me a perception check.
All right.
Does my 24 insight from before the natural one give me any
No.
clues?
That would be a natural one. I didn't see shit.
that would be a 6.
Oh no. And Dahlia?
You got this,
Go!
Dahlia.
It's a 9!
We have no clue.
The one thing that you did not pay attention was details of weaponry. I mean,
Dahlia
it's
was
not uncommon for
definitely
Zephania to have
very-
a sword, and she might have been wielding a sword, but you didn't take in the details if it was the same sword.
Zephinia's
Definitely was
having a crisis of piece of
taking-
war, piece of war,
Piece of war.
Piece of war.
piece of war.
Let's have a piece of war.
Dolly's gonna cast Sending to Gaju and say, hey, we found this really weird sword and we need you to touch it when we see you.
Okay.
Also, I miss you.
And this is how Gaju finds out we survived the dragon.
Hello to you too. Glad you're alive. I made a
Barely.
friend.
Oh? Oh
He's
no.
really fucking weird.
Immediate sending back. What kind of friend?
The sexy kind.
That's the best kind of weird.
I want to.
Wow.
I don't ever think Gaju's ever said the word help in his life.
Every time I
Like,
try
oh
to give
God,
Gaju a
he's
friend,
really-
it always works out against me. It's like, okay, fine.
He's really in trouble, you guys. He said help.
Yeah, I know. Like high key, Dahlia just starts sweating out of nowhere and is like, "We have to go."
Oh, it's doing it again.
Okay, is the map updated? Is that really how far we are from each other still?
No, I mean, so we're so in 7 days, Gaju will link up with you unless for some reason you guys can make it to the top of the cavern and start intervening with Gaju.
Chat saying we have no audio again.
Yeah, it had to reload. And let's see if it's still working now because yeah, I think this is Twitch thing. I don't know. Oh yeah, the audio isn't working.